arriba! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm filming something that was very highly requested, which is my favourite brushes. So my favourite brushes that I use on myself, that I've also used on clients, you know the drill. They're all my favourite face brushes, eye brushes, everything. If you want to know everything that's on my face, I actually filmed a tutorial on this that will be on my channel very soon. If the tutorial is already up already, I'll leave it linked down below, and I'll leave a full product list down below also. So yeah, let's just get started. So first off, a lot of my brushes are Inglot. Obviously I work for Inglot. Get a full brush kit whenever you start working for them, so obviously a lot of the brushes that I have and that I'm used to are Inglot. I know a lot of people don't have access to it, so I will be showing kind of similar enough brushes or whatever to them throughout the video. So starting off then obviously is foundation. Now I actually don't use a brush, I use a beauty blender. By the way, all my brushes and stuff like that are filthy because obviously I'm after using them on my face. That's a good thing though, you know I'm not lying to you then. You know I actually use them. Yeah, so I use a beauty blender for my foundation, concealer, cream, contour, everything. The blender that I actually prefer is the Real Techniques ones, and the reason why I like it is because I feel like it's a perfect mixture between spongy and silicone. I feel like the Real Beauty blender is just a little bit too spongy for me. It's just so easy to like break with your nails and stuff. I just love the Real Techniques one. I find this one's a little bit easier to wash also. The reason why I love a beauty blender is because obviously it's super soft on your face. It just blends your foundation out so much more seamless. It stops you from using too much foundation. It stops it from like caking up on your face. It also saves you so much product. Like I literally use half the foundation that I used to use just because of this little guy. Now if you're someone who doesn't like a beauty blender, you prefer to use a brush, then a brush that I would recommend would be the Inglot 4SS brush. I know this brush is fucking tiny. This is supposed to be an eye brush, but I don't know whose eyes are this big. Like you literally have to have golf balls for eyes for this to work. I love it for a foundation brush. I know it's not your stereotypical foundation brush, but hear me out. The reason why I like it is because it is so small. It doesn't actually eat up your foundation. If you're someone who likes to do your eyebrows and your eyes first, it's great because you can get in all around these little areas without actually disrupting your makeup. It's just very soft and it gets into all those little like hard to reach areas. Like I said, it doesn't eat up all your foundation. I know looking at it you think it's going to take you ages. Like whenever I first seen this I was like, this is going to take me half an hour to get around my egghead. Use this for concealer then as well. This is my favorite brush for cream contouring, like actually applying it, just because it's so fluffy. It literally like blends out the cream as obviously you're applying it and just makes your cream contour look seamless. So obsessed with this brush. For powder on the face then, I don't actually like to set my whole skin, but when working on clients, if I am, my favorite brush to use is the Inglot 15 BGF brush. So this is actually supposed to be a blush brush, but I'm really cheap. I don't like buying brushes that are only going to be able to do one thing. I like getting a brush that's going to be able to do loads. Save you some dollar. This is a blush brush, but I use it for blush, bronzer, contour and powder. It's just quite dense, but it's super fluffy at the same time. You can see the shape of it there. Whenever I'm wanting to contour, I literally just pinch the brush and you can see it gets super skinny. Yeah, it's just super soft and perfect. I just love it. For setting my concealer then, my favorite brush that I like to use is this blank canvas tapered brush. The reason why I like it is because it's tapered. It's great just for getting right in underneath that eye area, and it's also just super soft and fluffy as well. Fortunately there isn't a number on it just because I've had it this long, but it is from blank canvas. I think it could be like the F20 or F15 brush, I'm not too sure. You can get very similar brushes to this on Crown Brush, Zoeva, all that kind of stuff. They all kind of sell similar enough brushes, but this is my favorite one for setting my concealer. For highlighter then, my favorite brush at the moment is this Morphe Y14 brush. So it's just that perfect tapered small brush I'm obsessed with it for highlighting. It just hits the right spots right, you know. You can buy Morphe products off Beauty Bay, Cloud 10 if you don't want to pay for smelly customs. So I've been really enjoying this brush. If you want something similar, then again the Inglot 4SS brush is great for highlighting. It's similar in shape and size, it's just a little bit denser. Just have to use less product than when I applied it with this brush, but it is perfect. This is what I'd use in store. For blusher then, my favorite brush for blusher is the Buff and Blend BB05. So this is actually supposed to be a bronzer brush, but I use it for blusher on myself. I just think it hits those kind of apples of your cheeks nicely. I like the fact that it's tapered. It kind of, I don't know, just sweeps it along your cheekbone nicely, like so. Super, super soft, like so soft. Moving on then to eye brushes. Okay, so for my base, I actually like to apply it using a flat concealer brush just to kind of help shape out my eyebrows. This is the Inglot 22T, but any like flat concealer brush, honestly. It just allows you to get right up into the brows. I know a lot of people like to use this for like doing cut creases and stuff like that. It does work great for that. It's just a little bit too big on my eyes. You'll see what I love using for cut creases later. This is great also for like sharpening up your lips if you're doing wing liner, getting it super sharp. I use a pencil in my own brows, but if you use a gel, then honestly just any little like small angled brush like this will do the job. This is the Inglot 31T. I don't really mind like if the hair is synthetic or not, honestly, as long as it's just like a small little tapered brush, I can work with it fine. Moving on then to my eyeshadow brushes. So obviously there's loads of different styles of brushes. I have a few different brands here. Like I said, a lot of it is Inglot, but I wanted to show you kind of similar enough brushes in case Inglot wasn't available to you. So first off, I love like a big fluffy blending brush with white hairs. I don't know why, I just like white hairs. These are two of my favorites. So the one on the left is the Inglot 48 SS brush, and the second one is a Zoeva 228 Luxe brush. So you can see they're very rounded at the top, very tapered. They just make blending out the very outer like transition shades super easy, and they're not too big either, so they do suit everyone's eye shape. Really good standard brush. Again, you can get very similar brushes to these on like Crown Brush. This one is Zoeva. This is just the general kind of shape brush that I like. Another kind of brush similar to shape, just a little bit smaller, is the Inglot 6SS brush. You guys know I love this brush. I have about 20 of them. Whenever they wear down, they get a little bit smaller and they're just unreal for getting right into that crease area. Now for a smaller, more defined crease brush, I do have a few here. So these guys here, you can see the shape of them. They are just that little bit more smaller and tapered and just fit into the crease that little bit better, a little bit closer to the lash line. These are great if you're wanting to do like cut creases and stuff like that, because they just sink right into your socket. Whenever you're wanting to use like darker colors, these brushes are great because it's not going to blow it out as far. So the darker the color, the smaller the brush, and the closer to the lash line, we keep it. I always use my bigger brushes for like the transition shades, and then the smaller I get, the darker I get on the eyes, the smaller I brush I use. What am I saying? Darker eyeshadow I use on my eyes, the smaller the brush I then use. The reason for that is obviously because the darker colours are a little bit more scary. They demand respect, need to be used with something that you have a little bit more control over. So first up is the Inglot 48 SS brush. It's a gorgeous, again, tapered square kind of brush. This is a great dupe for the MAC 217. Then we have the Blank Canvas E25 brush. Love this brush. It's a little bit smaller than the Inglot one. It's just unreal for getting right into that crease and then for underneath the eye as well. And another one we have is this Crown Brush. Again, just a small tapered brush. There's no number on it. I have a feeling it could be like R39 or something like that. I'm not too sure. But again, does the same as the other two brushes. So smaller than that, again, just a smaller defined crease brush. This is the Zoeva 231. So it's actually called a Luxe crease brush. So this one, as you can see, is a little bit smaller. So this one's a little bit more rounded, but it is smaller. This is great for getting right into that crease. We're packing on dark brown at the outer edge, getting right up into your lash line down here. And I also like to use it sometimes for like my inner corner highlight if I want kind of like a blown out smoky one. No, if I want a blown out soft inner corner highlight, duh. Moving on then to bullet brushes. Bullet brushes are probably one of the most underrated brushes, I feel like. I use these for so much. Obviously they're great for inner corner highlights, for really getting right up to that lash line, smoking out any gels, for packing on any black or dark browns at the outer corner, but I love these for cut creases. They're just unreal for getting right up in there, making sure that you have the depth behind the cut crease that you want. They're unreal. So my favorites are the Inglot 49 SS and then the Buff and Blend BB02. So they are a white haired bullet brush. Again, I don't know if the white hair makes a difference, but I feel like it does. If you haven't purchased a brush like this already, go do it, because I do think it's very underrated. I also sometimes use this for like my brow bone highlight if I want like a softish kind of one. The next brush then, honestly, this is like my favorite brush on the planet. I'm so sorry because there is nothing like this, well, not that I've come across anyways, in any other brands. This is just my all-time favorite brush. Look how small it is. It is tiny. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the 13p brush from Inglot. It's like 14 quid, it's unreal. This is probably the brush I use most. Honestly, I feel like I could do a whole eye look just using this brush. That is something that I probably shouldn't have said because someone's going to challenge me to do that. So what I like to use this brush for is getting right up into that lash line, making it super smoky. You guys know I love to be super smoky, super dark, super grungy. I also use it then for inner corner highlight. It just fits nice and snug in there. If you've watched my tutorials of how I like smudge out my gel liner using Duraline, this is the only brush I'll use for that. Just blends your gel liner out perfectly, seamlessly, with no harsh lines. And this is also the only brush that I will use black eyeshadow with. Black is a very, very dangerous color. It has the potential to ruin everything, so you want to use it on a brush that you have loads of control over, and this is that brush. So if you look at it, it is super small, but it's still fluffy at the edges, so you can really pack on a color but also use the edges of it to blend it out. I also use this brush then for sticking down pigments if I'm going for like a really soft look. I just think it's perfect for getting right in there. I know some girls actually like to use this as well for like carving out their crease, which is insane. It's just such a good brush, and I honestly have about 10 of them sleeping in my belt right now. And for a cut crease then, my favourite brush for actually cutting the crease is this little lip brush. This is the 12S from Inglot. I'm sure you can get something similar from Crown or whatever, but it's super, super skinny. Do you see? Like, unreal. I said earlier, I feel like people like to use concealer brushes when doing this, but sometimes concealer brushes can be a little bit too big. I know the concealer brush is too big for my eye anyway, so I find this one just gets right in and gets it super slick. It's unreal. I know some of the girls actually like to use this brush for eyeliner as well. Obviously then, as a lip brush, just a very, very diverse brush. I really do like him. Taking your cut creases to the next level. For actual eyeliner then, my favorite brush that I like to use is the Inglot 42T. It's just such a small tapered angled brush. It's literally like, I think that's how you describe it, is that it's, I don't know why I'm doing this. I think that's how you describe it, or how it is described on like the website, is that it's actually thinner than paper. It just allows me to get like this slickest liner. I use it an awful lot for like my graphic liner looks that I do, and yeah, you just get that perfect wing. And then I can use it as well on the waterline. It doesn't affect that, and it's great for smoking it right through the lashes. Again, you can use any angled brush. I know some people prefer to use like pen brushes and stuff like that. Pen brushes are more so used for like freckles and different details. Like I use this for my freckles, and I use this for the little glitter line that I have going on. I use it for more detailed work. I don't know how girls have the patience to do liner with this little brush. I feel like it just takes a lot more effort. Like a brush that's a little bit more stiff, like an angled one, kind of does the job for me, whereas with this one I have to kind of be a little bit more concentrated, if that makes sense, because it is a little bit more flimsy. There's a little bit more mobility in it, so obviously there is a little bit more room then to make mistakes, whereas I find with an angled brush I literally just put it across the eye and the brush does the work for me. And yeah, that's basically everything then. That's my whole brush belt. Well, no, this is actually like the bare minimum of my brushes. I have another 3 pots of them over there, and I honestly can't be dealing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was very highly requested. I will leave all links and everything to the brushes down below, and stuff similar to them as well that you can check out. Let me know down below what you want me to film next. Any ideas? And also don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.